So we have Spargo versus Raarchyor.
Raarchyor representing Morocco, but
yes.
Spargo here off of a Game 5 win over Neros, so put in danger by that Pikachu. But now, I'm surprised to see the Pyra Mythra from Spargo when typically Cloud does so well against Sora.
This is very true, and but we will have to see. Maybe again, maybe this is one where Spargo is just going to feel more comfortable in this matchup, or wants to see how it feels, even because of course the best of 5 set got plenty to play with. But Raarchyor, very solid player, has been making a lot of waves with this Sora in the past year or so. And I believe, I don't quote me on this, but I believe they are the first ever African player, or a player representing Africa, to be put in the top 150 for the game.
That is 100% correct. And it will be interesting to see if he can defend his place there throughout the year. For now, we'll be getting an up smash from Spargo to make the path a little harder. But again, Raarchyor is technically here off of an upset over Mpopo, somebody who's been profiting off high seeding ever since a big run at Genesis X2. Raarchyor was also one of the traveling players to Japan, did a few Kagaribi-esque tournaments, kind of got upset at his first 3 tournaments, but then once it came to Kagaribi itself, the big one, actually exceeded his seeding, did very well for himself, and has also taken a stock off of Spargo, which is always a nice claim to have.
Definitely not an easy feat, no matter how good you are, but it is going to be a case of you don't want to just take the 1 stock, you want to take all 3, and there may be a deficit right here, but we have all in fact seen those devastating Sora combos that they are so good at doing, and Raarchyor is probably the best out of all of them at landing these hellacious combos.
Yeah, and has been playing a lot more Cloud lately, used it in a lot of his sets in Japan. Currently logged as a Cloud main on Smash's app, but when you're one of the best Soras in the world and very few people have experience in that matchup, it's got to be done sometimes. But a Blazing End will take him away because he's a fairly light fella, bless him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not. You know, he's only a kid. You know, you can't be that heavy when you're a kid. Here we go. Going to be comboed off to the side here, collecting a clean 50%. Oh, not quite taking it. That was nearly a 2-piece. Oh, that is... No, it's going to be a sour spot. If it landed on the platform, would have been okay, but that is, again, not it. Jesus.
The kid's looking fairly heavy in this moment, actually, until you get spiked by the ginormous down air of Pyra. That is going to put things fairly confidently in Spargo's palette for Game 1. I would not rule out Raarchyor considering a Cloud switch, but when you are against the best Cloud in the world, would you do that? Me personally, I don't feel I would.
That would be a very bold thing to try, and I wouldn't discredit them for it, because you know you got to be bold in these situations. But they are in fact going to stick with the Sora. They're going to sit there and go, okay, I understand. I see what I've done here. I'm going to give it a go and try and tidy it up a little bit this time. And thinking about it, I do wonder if the foresight air dodge of Mythra might be why they've gone for this, because maybe that makes it a lot harder for them to continue their combos, the Sora combos here.
That would make a lot of sense. Sora, certainly with him being such a slow character in the air, really struggles with Cloud back air and up smash. But this is the matchup we've been presented with, and we're going to enjoy it. But apparently Sora's counter-attack just doesn't quite work on Mythra's up B from the range we saw it whiff at. This is still a lead for Raarchyor, and actually gets the forward air bounce off the side of Pokemon Stadium too, so a big opening stock for Raarchyor. Yeah,
looking very solid here in this first stock. Needs to make sure they get a little bit of extra credit from it, which they are going to do here. They tried to do the combo. They're not... No, like, it's a very difficult situation to get it off of there.
Yeah, I also loved seeing the instant down air to get out of disadvantage. I speak a lot with my fellow commentator, Hop Hunks, who mains Sora, and he always describes it as, you get 1 per set. It's a very obvious move, and it's extremely punishable, but sometimes you just don't expect it to happen. So Raarchyor has already cashed in his 1 per set down air. We'll see if he risks another one a little later. For now, just hanging out off stage, knowing that Pyra and Mythra, they really want to get those down airs at ledge, so they're not always as willing to go off stage and hit you. So Raarchyor just knew it wasn't coming.
That's going to be the death from the jab combo, though. 1, 2, 3. That's your stock gone. And it's a healthy lead here so far for Raarchyor, especially if you're going to land this. Going to try. I don't know if the down tilt was necessarily what they were after, but the down tilt up air going to put him in a very solid position here.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be on that platform for now because it means Mythra can't dash attack you with that unbelievable burst option that you've just gotten hit by. There was a forward smash attempt from Spargo. I will note that Raarchyor was at 32%, and I still feel he might have been in some danger. But there we go. Let's combo into the up smash. This is big news for Raarchyor fans.
Yeah, most certainly, and it's looking really solid right now. Obviously, being able to combo into the up smash off of the neutral air and the forward air is so good for Sora players.
Spargo will be on the back foot for the time being. Of course, now he will be the one looking at a potential cloud switch if the situation arises, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, let's use the Thunder, or by its French name. We'll find out in a bit. We'll use the Brassier X soon. Oh, no, we won't. Not if we get piked into the depths.
And here we go. So Spargo most certainly not out of it because this is going to be a decent juggle situation. Sora, a very floaty guy, does sometimes struggle to get himself at a disadvantage.
Just dashes back to center stage. Sora not the quickest character on the ground or in the air, hence we're going to cover that space with a blazing end. Spargo could bring this all the way back, but that was a great burst option dash attack. Turned it around just in time to land it as well. That's completely brought the battle away from that ledge where Raarchyor was struggling so much.
Yeah. And you can see the blood being smelt in the water here by Spargo. Spargo is throwing out these kill options like, I have got you in a bad spot now. I could take this. A very scared air dodge there.
Yeah, can you get past the famous Spargo ledge traps? I'm afraid not. That is going to be a prominence revolt to ultimately give Spargo a 2-game lead, despite a fantastic effort from Raarchyor in that game.
Yeah, of course, and it is a tough one because, of course, when Sora hits your shield with those aerials, it does leave you in a bit of a floaty situation, like, you know, hovering around by them. A lot of characters can struggle to hit you in those spots where you're sort of in a diagonal above the shield. Pyra and Mythra, both of them together, their up Bs at a shield, have a huge sweeping hitbox which just cover that space perfectly. And when you're Pyra, they come back down with a big explosion. As you say, the prominence revolt, incredibly strong, taking it there.
But we're going to get 3 for 3 so far. It will still be Raarchyor, Sora, and Spargo's Mythra. A slight change of palette swap, possibly, for Raarchyor, but Spargo going to start things off with some jab combos.
Oh, really? Footstool combos? All right, you got it. Hello, 47% off of a footstool. That is crazy. This is the level we got to in the meta now.
Ooh! Oh, no! That killed as well! I was convinced that was at least going to sour spot for Pyra, but no. Spargo doing just enough movement to the side to say, yep, down air to up smash. Mr. Raarchyor is gone.
And so is Spargo. What a pickup off of the Brazier from Raarchyor there. Incredible stuff. Taking turns, turning each other into combo food. Hello? Oh my god, we were really chasing up there, huh?
We could have comboed it into an up B, an aerial sweep, maybe a bunch of other things, but no, we'll get back down for the time being. Using the Foudre X to just mix up the timing on the way back and protect a little bit in front, but just manages to air dodge, but the down air instead will cover that. Yeah,
and it's such a tough spot for Raarchyor to try and get out of in these situations. And we have barely seen a minute, and 3 stocks have gone. It has been such a fast game 3.
Oh, catches with the fireball outside of the recovery. Spargo's still able to make it back, but here at this point you've got to welcome seeing Mythra just so you don't randomly die at 84. I feel.
That's a bit of a high percent for when they normally kill, isn't it? Oh my god, chasing with Pyra and swinging with the haymaker, and it's not missing. He's taking him out there. That was a swift game 3 from Spargo. He said, I'm done with this. I don't want to see this guy on my screen anymore. Get him out of here. Who the hell is Mickey Mouse? I don't want to deal with it.
Who the hell is Mickey indeed? Well, that's good news for Spargo fans around the world. Again, he's on #1 seed, currently #1 ranked in the world, and will be facing either Rafflo or Ryukai further into the tournament. I'm not sure if Spargo Rafflo has ever happened before, so that would be a very, very intriguing one to watch if it comes up, or Ryukai would certainly value the first time opportunity. He got to beat Waxy in Game 5, the Mega Man who put Super Semi into losers. How is Super Semi doing at this moment? He's currently fighting against Scores in the Young Link versus Toon Link matchup.